Good morning, first grade. Before we start our lesson, I just want to thank every single one of you for putting your best foot forward in what was a crazy year. Okay, it was a little bit hectic, a little bit chaotic. We started off in the school building and we ended up taking classes from our computers. You guys and your parents did the work to make sure you kept learning, and congratulations to my friends moving on to second grade. Congratulations to all of my friends that will be continuing with their education next year. I would like to send a sincere thank you to all of the families and the parents for helping make this work and for allowing us to spend time with your students. Mr. Groom loves and misses everybody. All right, let's get on to our math lesson. For this math lesson, you will need your student book. We will be on the page 76 for Unit 8, Module 3, Session 6. You will also be taking an assessment, so you'll need a copy of the assessment posted on Class Dojo. If you do not have a copy of the assessment or a printer to print it out, you may record your answers on a blank sheet of paper. Look at the flight data analysis sheet for round 2. Now, yesterday, of course, you got a chance to spend some time with Miss Park. At Miss Park, you were able to fly your plane several times, measure the distance with cubes, and compare them. Now, this data analysis chart takes the data of the entire grade. How many people were able to fly their paper 70 cubes or fewer? How many people were able to fly their cubes 71 to 110 cubes long? Fly their paper, I'm sorry. And how many people were able to fly their paper 111 to 150 cubes long? There's also a space for people who manage to fly their papers for more than 150 cubes long. Take a look at the numbers, pause the video, and observe what you see. After you observe what you see, I want you to compare how many students were able to fly their cubes a longer distance versus a shorter distance. See if you can add an equation finding the difference between two different categories to a piece of paper. You may pause the video now. Okay, friends, let's get serious as we move on to the Unit 8 assessment. Let's take a look at number 1. At this time, please make sure that you have your Unit 8 assessment document or a blank piece of paper to write on. Number 1. Sarah brushed her teeth after breakfast. Fill in the bubble to show how long it probably took. Did it take 1 second, 1 minute, or 1 hour? Please bubble in the answer or write your answer down on a blank piece of paper. Number 2. Danny went to soccer practice at 4 o'clock. His practice lasted for 1 hour. Fill in the bubble under the clock that shows what it looked like when soccer practice was over. Remember, he started at 4 o'clock and he was there for 1 hour. Pause the video, bubble in your answer, or write it on a blank sheet of paper. If you are writing it on a blank sheet of paper, please draw the clock that represents what time it was 1 hour after 4 o'clock. Number 3. The teacher and the students played a game of hour or bust. They each took 3 spins. Take a look at the teacher's spins on game 1 and the 2 students' spins. On the line below the students' clock, show how many minutes they got on each spin and then add the numbers to show their total. Each spin is represented by a different color shaded in. As you can see, there are 3 different spins for the students. Please write the equation to match the total for those 3 different spins for the students. After, please tell us who won the game and by how many minutes. Please pause the video, fill in your answers on the line, or write it on a blank sheet of paper. Number 4. This is on the next page. If you have your document, your test document, please turn to the next page. If you don't, continue writing on a blank sheet of paper. The missing numbers change game. In and out. Take a look at the chart for A and the chart for B. Pause the video and fill in the missing numbers. You may pause the video now and fill it in on your test document or a blank sheet of paper. Number 5. Maria made a paper glider. She flew it 3 times. Arrows A, B, and C on the Unifix cube run away. Below show where her glider landed each time. Write the number to tell where each arrow is. Take a look. Arrow A is pointing to cube number what? Count the cubes on the screen and write your answer. Please pause the video. Great. Letter B. Arrow B is pointing to cube number what? Please find the cube. Pause the video and write your answer. Awesome. Take a look at C. Arrow C is pointing to cube number what? Please pause the video and write your answer. Look at number 6. Maria and some of the other kids made a tally chart to show how many nosedives, short flights, and long flights they made with their paper gliders. Take a look at the nosedives. That means it was less than 30 cubes in length traveled. Take a look at the short flight. That means it was between 31 and 60 cubes traveled. Now take a look at the long flights. That means it was more than 60 cubes traveled. Go ahead and count the tallies in each section to show how many students were able to fly their planes for those distance traveled. Pause the video and count. Look at letter B. Fill in the bubble to show what kind of flights they made the most. Did they have the most nosedives, short flights, or long flights? Take a look at the chart and bubble in your answer for letter B. Pause the video and use a paper if you don't have your assessment. Take a look at letter C. How many more short flights did they make than long flights? Show your work with an equation and put a square around your answer. If you don't have the testing document, please write it on a blank sheet of paper. Pause the video and find out how many more short flights did our students make than long flights. Take a look at letter D. How many fewer nosedives did they make than long flights? How many fewer nosedives did the students make than long flights? Take a second and write an equation to show your answer on the testing document. If you do not have the testing document, write it on a blank sheet of paper. When you're finished with your test, please be sure to upload it onto Class Dojo like you usually do. Congratulations, TEP EC first grade class of 2020. You've made history by moving into virtual learning and showing your true perseverance. Can't wait to see you in second grade. Peace and love, Mr. Groom.